15-year-old girl from Italy shocked the track and field world. She ran faster than almost anyone her age, broke European youth records, and even beat older athletes. But outside of the sport, very few people noticed. Could she be the next big sprint star in Europe? Ann Maevane Doualla Edimo's name may still sound new to many fans, but inside track circles it is being spoken with growing respect. Born in 2009 in Pavia, Italy, she has risen from a promising junior to a record breaker. She is rewriting the sprint books and putting Italian sprinting back in the spotlight. In the summer of 2025, Kelly made headlines by winning gold in the 100 meters at the European U20 Championships in Tampere, Finland, and anchoring Italy's 4x100 relay to another gold. Those achievements alone were historic. She was competing against athletes up to 4 years older, yet she ran with the calmness of a senior and the speed of a prodigy. Her rise hasn't been slow, it has been explosive. In just 1 year, she went from national junior meets to dominating continental championships. Her times, medals, and confidence have turned her into one of the brightest young talents in global athletics. The first shock came indoors. In February 2025, Kelly competed in Ancona and smashed the European U18 indoor 60-meter record with 7.19 seconds. That performance not only made her the fastest under-18 sprinter in European indoor history, but it also placed her second on Italy's all-time list, behind only established senior star Zainab Dasso. That result sent a message. She wasn't just a prospect. She was already competing at a senior level. A few months later, Kelly proved her speed wasn't limited to the short indoor sprints. At the European Youth Olympic Festival in Skopje, she won the 100-meter final in 11.21 seconds, setting another European U18 best. Her transition from indoor to outdoor showed she wasn't a one-race wonder. She could carry her form across distances and conditions. What impressed coaches and analysts wasn't just the stopwatch. Her running style was smooth, her mechanics clean, and her composure remarkable. Where many teenagers crack under pressure, Kelly stayed steady. She delivered her best performances when it mattered most. Then came the toughest test of all, the European U20 Championships in Tampere. Against sprinters years older, Kelly delivered again. She moved through the heats with confidence and stormed to gold in the 100-meter final with 11.22 seconds. And her impact didn't stop there. In the 4x100 relay, she ran the anchor leg, holding her composure with the baton in hand and bringing Italy across the line first. 2 gold medals at the U20 level, while still eligible for U18, confirmed her status as something extraordinary. For coaches and fans, these performances showed she wasn't just a junior standout, but already competing at the level of established seniors, raising expectations for her future on the world stage. By the end of the summer, Kelly had collected a European Youth Olympic title, set multiple U18 records, and taken double gold at the U20 Championships. Winning in her own division was expected, but beating older fields and anchoring relays under pressure was something else entirely. That kind of dominance marked her as a true prodigy. Moments like this separate good juniors from stars in the making. Kelly didn't just compete, she thrived in the toughest situations. Her ability to stay calm, execute perfectly, and deliver in back-to-back championships prove she already has the mindset of a champion, not just the legs of one. Her sudden rise is built on years of preparation. Under Coach Walter Monti, Kelly focused on a balanced program: explosive starts, sprint mechanics, strength for endurance, and the discipline to handle rounds across multiple days. Recovery, nutrition, and injury prevention were emphasized just as much as speed training. Her 2024 season showed steady progress in both individual races and relays, laying the groundwork for 2025. By the time she stepped onto bigger stages, she had the strength and technique to compete like a senior athlete. That foundation explains why she is not a one-hit wonder. Each season adds new progress, new benchmarks, and bigger challenges. Her coaches highlight another key factor: mental resilience. They remind her to focus on execution, not get overwhelmed by expectations, and learn from setbacks. Kelly herself often speaks with humility in interviews, giving credit to teammates and coaches. For fans, that combination of talent and attitude makes her both relatable and inspiring. Kelly's performances matter beyond the medals. For Italy, she represents a rare sprinter capable of competing at the very top level. The country has produced stars in distance running and field events, but a sprinter breaking continental records this young is something entirely new. For Europe, she's a sign that the next sprint generation is emerging. At a time when global sprinting is dominated by Americans and Caribbean athletes, Kelly shows that European talent is also on the rise. Her rise also inspires national programs to invest more in youth development, proving that nurturing talent early can deliver results on the international stage. The road ahead is filled with opportunity and challenge. In the short term, Kelly will keep competing in indoor and outdoor meets, targeting national senior titles, and continuing to lower her times. By 2026 or 2027, experts believe she could reach senior world championships, making her one of the youngest sprinters ever to appear at that level. The long-term vision is clear: the Olympics. Paris 2024 was too early, but Los Angeles 2028 aligns perfectly with her progression. By then, she'll be 19 and potentially one of the fastest in the world. Coaches believe she could contend for finals, maybe even medals, if her growth continues at the same pace. But her team stresses patience. Sprinting careers can be fragile, and burnout is common among teenage prodigies. That's why her training is carefully managed. The focus remains on building strength, refining starts, and protecting her health. Beyond the track, Kelly has become a symbol of ambition for young athletes. She shows that dedication and talent can push boundaries earlier than expected. For kids across Europe, she's proof that you don't need to wait until you're older to chase big dreams. She's also helping track and field capture attention in a sports landscape dominated by football and basketball. Videos of her record runs have spread online, drawing new fans to athletics. Kelly Doualla has already broken records, collected medals, and proven she can beat older rivals. Now the question is, can she keep rising to the very top of world sprinting? With careful planning and continued progress, she may soon become the face of European sprinting. Do you think Kelly Doualla can reach the Olympic podium in Los Angeles 2028? Or will the pressure of expectations prove too heavy? Share your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to subscribe for more stories from the track. The sprint world just got shaken, and hardly anyone noticed. In one summer, an unknown teenager from Italy did what veterans spend careers chasing. Records fell, gold medals were won, and suddenly, whispers began. Could Europe's next sprint queen already be here? Ann Maevane Doualla Edimo's name might still be unfamiliar to many fans, but inside athletic circles, it's being spoken with growing respect. Born in Pavia in 2009, she has risen from promising junior to a force rewriting record books. In 2025, she stunned continental competitions by seizing gold in the 100 meters and anchoring Italy's 4x100 relay team to victory at the European U20 Championships. Her breakthrough season also brought new European U18 bests across the sprints, marking her as one of the brightest young talents in global track and field. Her rise hasn't been gradual, it's been explosive. From national junior meets to continental championships, she has moved quickly onto the international radar. The times are one part of the story. The composure and confidence she carries at such a young age are just as remarkable. In February 2025, Kelly broke the European U18 indoor 60-meter record at a meet in Ancona, clocking 7.19 seconds. That placed her second on Italy's all-time list, just behind established sprinter Zeynep Dasso. It was a signal of what was coming next. A few months later, she turned heads outdoors at the European Youth Olympic Festival in Skopje. In the 100-meter final, she stopped the clock at 11.21 seconds, another European U18 best. The transition from indoor to outdoor success showed her growth was consistent and sustainable. Her performances revealed more than raw speed. She displayed clean mechanics, sharper dry phases, and a steadiness under pressure rarely seen in teenagers. These qualities made her stand out in fields stacked with older competitors. Kelly's steady progression from 60 meters to 100 meters underlined the depth of her sprinting foundation. Coaches and analysts now mention her alongside names usually reserved for senior athletes, noting how quickly she is rising through the sport. Weeks later, Kelly faced her biggest test yet, the European U20 Championships in Tampa. Racing against athletes several years older, she powered through the heats and stormed to gold in the 100-meter final with 11.22 seconds. That alone would have been a breakthrough, but she added another. Anchoring Italy's 4x100-meter relay team, she showed composure beyond her age, finishing strong and securing a second gold. In under 3 months, Kelly claimed 3 major titles: U18, Youth Olympic, and U20 medals. Winning in her own division was expected. Dominating older age groups was something else entirely. It confirmed her adaptability and resilience under pressure. Moments like these distinguish promising juniors from true prodigies. Kelly didn't just participate, she delivered when it mattered most, showing that she's already a competitor for the big stages. Kelly's success was built over years. Her 2024 season displayed steady progress. Relays also became part of her repertoire. With coach Walter Monti guiding her, she developed not just speed, but versatility and strength. By 2025, she translated that base into record-breaking form. From indoor dominance in Ancona to U20 victories in Tampere, her trajectory showed consistency and discipline. Each step reflected careful planning, never rushing, always building. Her foundation explains why she hasn't been a one-hit wonder. Instead, every season marks a new step forward. Kelly's coaches are deliberately pacing her career, moving from local competitions to international arenas with a long-term vision. At her age, careful planning is crucial. Training focuses on explosive starts, maximum velocity, endurance through rounds, and strength for repeated racing. Recovery routines, nutrition, and injury prevention are just as emphasized as sprint drills. Her next challenge is racing against stronger, older rivals on senior stages. Indoor and outdoor championships ahead will test her patience and adaptability. Learning how to handle tactical heats, longer competitions, and international spotlight is now part of her development. Her coaches also focus on mental resilience. They remind her to stay calm, stick to execution, and not get overwhelmed when results don't go perfectly. Maturity is becoming just as important as her raw pace. If she continues with this steady progression, Kelly could soon emerge as Europe's next sprint star. By 2028, she may even be in the medal conversation on global stages. But her team is firm. No shortcuts. The priority is a career built to last. Kelly Doualla's story is bigger than records. At 15, she proves that youth is no barrier when dedication and talent meet. She inspires kids across Europe, showing that ambition doesn't need to wait. For Italy, her rise signals new energy in sprinting. While the country has produced stars in other events, a sprinter this young and this fast is rare. For Europe, she represents the next generation ready to step into the global spotlight. Her humility adds to her appeal. In interviews, she's grounded and focused on improvement. That makes her a role model, proof that attitude and discipline are as essential as speed. Track may struggle for attention against football or basketball, but athletes like Kelly reignite excitement. Her journey is a reminder that greatness can appear anywhere, even from a teenager still shaping her path. Kelly's future is mapped with both opportunity and challenge. Short term, she'll compete in indoor and outdoor meets, learning how to conserve energy in rounds and deliver in finals. Her immediate goals include national senior titles and dropping her times even further. She will also enter more international events with European Championships and junior global meets on the horizon. If her progress continues, she could reach Senior World Championships by 2026 or 2027 among the youngest sprinters to do so. The long-term dream is the Olympics. Paris 2024 was too early, but Los Angeles 2028 aligns perfectly with her growth. By then, she'll have years of experience, and experts believe she could contend for finals or even medals. Her coaches stress the importance of mastering details, quick starts, healthy training cycles, and avoiding burnout. Sprinting careers often turn on the smallest margins, and building good habits now is crucial. For now, Kelly stands as Italy's brightest sprinting prospect. Every race she runs is followed with growing interest, and each improvement adds momentum to her story. The next few years will reveal just how high she can climb. Kelly Doualla has already done what few expect, racing faster than almost anyone her age, breaking records, and winning international medals. The big question is, what comes next? Do you think she will rise to become Europe's next sprint legend, or will the pressure of expectations slow her climb? Share your thoughts below and keep watching closely, because this is only the beginning of something big.
He is the U.S. high school record holder, the youngest U.S. track and field Olympian ever, running on the 4x400 meter relay in Paris, representing the United States, Quincy Wilson.
This 17-year-old high schooler just destroyed a field of Olympic champions and ran the 4th fastest 400 meters in the world this year, proving that age is just a number when you have that much raw talent.
And that time of 10:44:10, ladies and gentlemen, that equals the 4th fastest time in the world this year.
On July 12th in Memphis, Tennessee, Quincy Wilson stepped into Lane 5 at the Ed Murphy Classic and did something that left the entire track world speechless. He ran 44.10 seconds in the 400 meters, smashing his own world under 18 record and becoming the 4th fastest man on the planet this year. To put that in perspective, he just tied the personal best of Matthew Hudson Smith, who won Olympic silver in Paris just last year. But here's what makes this even more incredible. Wilson didn't just beat a random field of college kids or amateur runners, he destroyed a lineup that included Stephen Gardner, the reigning Olympic 400-meter champion from the Bahamas. He outran Bryce Deadman, who was right there with him on that Olympic gold medal relay team. He beat multiple Olympic medalists and world-class professionals while still having homework to turn in on Monday morning. Wilson has been making headlines since he was 16, when he became the youngest American male ever to make an Olympic track team. At the Paris Olympics last summer, he helped Team USA win gold in the men's 4x400 relay by running in the preliminary rounds. That alone would be enough to make most teenagers happy for a lifetime, but Wilson was just getting started. The crazy part is that this record-breaking performance came out of nowhere in terms of his 2025 season. Earlier this year, Wilson's best time was only 45.27 seconds. Track fans started wondering if maybe the Olympic hype was too much too soon. In May, he even lost a high-profile race to another high schooler, Jaden Horton Mims, which had people questioning whether Wilson had hit a wall in his development.
He was nowhere in this race at the start, and he is in it to win it. Coming off the turn, Wilson stepping on the inside of his lane line. Got to be careful. Quincy now up even with Jaden Horton Mims. Down the home straightaway, a neck-and-neck battle. Horton Mims, Wilson, Jaden Horton Mims takes it. 45-24, U.S. #1.
His coach, Joe Lee from Bullis School in Maryland, kept telling him the same thing over and over. As Wilson explained after the race, "My coach has been telling me, stay on our process, do what we got to do." That patience and trust in the training plan just paid off in a massive way. When Wilson lined up in Memphis, nobody expected what was about to happen. He was in lane 5, right next to Stephen Gardner in lane 6. For those who don't know, Gardner ran 43.48 to win Olympic gold in Tokyo, so having him right there should have been intimidating for any teenager. But Wilson had different plans. He came out of the blocks like he was shot from a cannon. By the time they hit the first turn, Wilson had already made up the stagger on Gardner and was running shoulder to shoulder with the Olympic champion. That's when everyone in the stadium realized something special might be happening. Wilson flew down the backstretch with complete confidence, looking smooth and relaxed despite the blazing pace. Coming into the home straight, Gardner actually pulled up and didn't finish the race, probably dealing with an injury. But Bryce Deadman, running in lane 3, was trying to close the gap on Wilson. Here's the thing about the 400 meters that makes Wilson's performance so impressive. It's not just about speed, it's about speed endurance. Most sprinters can run fast for 200 meters, but maintaining that pace for a full lap around the track is where champions separate themselves from everyone else. Wilson not only maintained his speed, he actually had another gear to kick into. In the final 50 meters, while other runners were tying up and struggling, Wilson pulled away even more. He crossed the finish line in 44.10, a full 0.3 seconds ahead of Dedmon, who ran 44.